Hello, and thanks for joining me for Springtime with Samuel, or Samuel in Springtime. I forget the title today. Today's Wednesday, May 19th, and this is the 19th chapter of the book of First Samuel. So, this is the end of Saul, pretty much. He is, throughout this chapter, aggressively trying to kill David. Initially, he is trying to kill David, and Jonathan, being the one that loves David so, says, "No, why would you kill this innocent man?" He pleads with his father not to, execute or persecute David because it doesn't make any sense. David's only done good things for Saul, and why would he kill him? He's an innocent man. And so Saul makes an oath to his son Jonathan that he will not kill David. And then he forgets, I guess, because he puts in another plot. And this is the first serious plot not to kill David. Other things in the past, like he's sitting in his throne room and David's playing the lute or is at court somehow, and he chucks a spear at him. Just so I imagine something like a javelin that he throws at David, but David's able to duck it and not get pinned with it. So, and he does these things out of a rage that he's in. But this is the first time in this chapter that he actually plots to get rid of David. So what happens is he sent messengers to David's home to keep watch over him. And of course, he's married to Saul's daughter, Michal, and she's aware that her father wants to kill him. So they escape and they lower him down out of the window, just like the Rahab lowered the spies in Jericho. So it's a comparative thing there. And he escapes. When the people who Saul have sent to the house ask where he is, she says he's sick, and she has put an idol, basically a dummy, in the bed with something. She fashions some kind of hair for it, covering of goat's hair on its head, and they discover, oh no. And then Saul says to his daughter, "Why have you deceived me and let my enemy escape?" So David escapes. He escapes to, where does he go? Where would you go? To Samuel. You got me into this mess. Samuel in Ramah. So it's a place called Naoth in Ramah, and Saul sent messengers there to see where David was, and they fell into a prophetic frenzy. So Saul sent more messengers, and they fell into a prophetic frenzy. So Saul sent messengers a third time, and they fell into a prophetic frenzy. You guessed it. Saul came himself, and also went into a prophetic frenzy. Very suspicious because he stripped off his clothes and fell into a frenzy before Samuel and lay naked all that day and night. Therefore it is said, "Is Saul among the prophets? Or is he just crazy?" So the prophetic frenzy epidemic that happened in chapter 19, I don't know how to make heads or tails of that. However, to say that this relationship between David and Saul is dissolving, and Saul is headed for destruction. He's getting older. It's said that previously, and he's trying. It's like a self-destruct situation because he wants to get rid of David because David's a threat to his kingdom, his kingship, I should say. Because I don't think David, obviously, we know that David is not a threat to the kingdom or the people. David would be, in fact, a very good thing for the people because having been a warrior and saved them out of these different things. So I like that Scripture has relationship stories like this. In First Samuel, you get positive, loving relationships. Hannah's devotion to God. Just it starts out that way. But you also have negative relationships. Remember the first wife of Samuel's father that was taunting Hannah because she was barren. And this negativity that goes on. And then you have David and Jonathan, these beloved friends that stand up for one another. Obviously, at the beginning of chapter 19, Jonathan is standing up for David. And then you have this complicated, children deceiving their father because their father is coming after their beloved husband / friend. And it's a convoluted situation. Will Saul ever stop pursuing David and let God's, plan for the Israelites play out here? That's the question. And that keeps us reading too. And it also gives us grace to understand that we are humans, like these people in here, and we have these relationship problems too. And, but being a person, and this is a very key thing about David, a person after God's heart is best way to go. So continue as you go throughout your day being a person after God's heart. Don't be a jealous ruler trying to perpetrate a execution of your rival. So that's Saul, and that's what he's become. And David is still successful in everything and all his endeavors. So see you tomorrow for the 20th chapter.